probably heading this way, so likely to have another siege defense here. Yeah, this is quite a strong Battanian force here. And I've been hoping for a siege here. I actually picked out Abcomer Castle after I stumbled upon it in the custom battle menu. And what's interesting is this might be one of the very few castles in the game that's much easier to defend if it's lower level. The old Motte and Bailey instead of a stone castle. We've got a very strong army, of course. Probably 70%, at least 70% tier 4 and tier 5. And of course our elite companions here. So this 2200 force of Battanians has strong units behind them, but here we go. We're right in the heart of Battania right now, and so I'm not surprised to see more heading our way here. This is going to be over 3600 at least for this siege. And with that said, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, but especially battlefield command and advanced tactics. And there are forces streaming in here. Again, it continues to look like there's fucking free samples at Costco available. 3 separate armies of Battania are sieging here, and this is optimal. Now, we have a strong defense force, but we're going to recruit more prisoners here. I'm not quite maxed for troops. There's a very small garrison, and then we have 120 militia to help us withstand this avalanche of Battanians. If this army of 600 arrives, it's going to be over 5,000 fucks. It looks like they're building a ballista. That's really unusual for castle siege defense. But here we go again. Definitely epic siege on the way here, right? We're going to do last minute upgrades. I think we'll just recruit everybody here. This is 5,000 Battanians, and it's not the most overwhelmingly defendable castle, but boy, does it have an inner sanctum. It's going to be interesting to see how this works. This is one of those situations where you're better off not upgrading your castle, as I will soon show you. We'll use normal player damage, of course, for this series, and into battle we go here. So this is a wooden castle because it's not upgraded, and it might look different than you're used to it, but look at this side over here on the right. That is the inner sanctum. This outer area we are going to defend. We're not just going to give the enemy the inside of the keep. We're going to try to cause some damage on the outside. Of course, we're going to use these catapults and fire a bunch of exploding rounds at the enemy. Normal par for the course here. We've got a brand new companion of age here, but look at this inner sanctum. The enemy has to attack us here, and this is what we can do. Now, it's difficult to line up, but what I'm going to try to do is drag units in here, if it'll let me. I'm going to try to drag archers in here, skirmishers in here, protect this main center area, and then have skirmishers and archers opposite of them. So if they attack the skirmishers, we'll be shooting them in the back. Our square will repel anybody from getting up onto those ramparts, and I think it can be a destructive second phase of this siege. So this is something I've been exploring more and more, is the second phase defense of certain castles and cities. A lot of cities have some capacity, or at least some cities have some capacity for this, but this is one of the first castles I've really tried this. And the enemy has, I don't think they have any siege towers, so there's ladders here. And we're going to try one of our autonomous defense systems over here. Let's do the 6th skirmishers. They're all congested here. Get to this 3rd division, get out of the way. So the 6 skirmishers here, it's a mix of archers and javelin throwing motherfuckers. And let's give them an archer corps back here, right above them. Also to give them some artillery fire, some arrow fire on the enemy over there. We're going to focus our central area here with archers, with the 1st corps and the 3rd corps flanking that center infantry corps. Got a nice captain here for the 7th division. And I've got ladders on the left over here somewhere. We could put Grigor with his fucking giant stack of perks, literally the whole fucking page. We'll put him in charge of the 8th Corps, and that'll be a reserve division in case we need to charge with archers. Reconfigure some of these guys here. Sometimes when you adjust your units, they get out of sorts. So watch this. We're going to put the 1st infantry in here in a shield wall, and then we'll flank it with infantry divisions. Over here we've got ladders. Let's defend this with we got the 7th. We've got the 7th and Archer Corps. Those guys can help shoot at the guys coming up the ladders there, and there's a few infantry mixed in there. I'm doing more and more mixed divisions for siege because it's really nice to have the versatility of a few infantry in an archer division to help them attack, you know, incoming invaders. So third and second here, flanking that main gate. And I think with that little elevated area there, they're going to be able to provide devastating throwing weapon, javelin fire on the enemy there. In some regards, this castle here is better, is more defensible than any Battanian keep I've seen. Maybe with the exception of, God, I want to say it's Carbanthith. One of the Battanian cities is outstanding for defense. And if you've been watching this series, you know we've already highlighted that. These guys are rushing up. They can't wait to get a face full of javelins here, so we will comply. This is like a spa. You know, instead of pedicures and massages, though, we provide exploding rounds and javelins in your neck. Come on in. Membership is free. So I don't really have good line of sight, and I'm not particularly skilled at using catapults, even though I've been doing this Epic Siege now for Siege series for a couple, 3 months. I mean, I get an occasional lucky shot there. That's almost like a blind squirrel stumbling on a nut. Of course, squirrels can smell, so that statement is fucking stupid. There's a lot of stupid statements like that that have no actual historical basis. A blind squirrel finds a nut. Well, squirrels don't have amazing eyesight, but what they have is they have terrific sense of smell. And they will definitely find all the nuts they need just with their nose. Never mind, I won't rant too much about that shit. There's one other one that's really dumb, and I know this because I'm practically a botanist. And that's that the apple never falls far from the tree. Get some revenge on these Battanian fiends here. Motherfuckers are shooting at us. Fuck you. Catch a javelin. So the apple never falls far from the tree supposedly means like, or it's used to indicate like, you know, somebody's son or whatever is very similar to the father, being that the apple seeds are very similar to the apple tree. Well, that's completely false because apples are one of the very few plants that has an extraordinarily wide variety of DNA that it releases. So much so that all apples that you ever eat are all grafted. They cannot be grown from seed because the seeds are so different from the parents. So it's a stupid ass statement. Of course, they probably made the statement, you know, 100 years before science told us about this fact, but it's another one of those statements that doesn't make any sense. All right, enough of that rambling here. I'm finding myself more and more rambling in this process because by this point of the Epic Siege, if you don't know what we're doing here, you must have never done a siege before, right? This is just the simplest way to kill dozens of stupid fucks. They run up, they compact themselves in as tight a mass as they can here, and you just do the old weighted yoga ball fucking throw in there, and you kill dozens of guys with no skill whatsoever. You do actually need some siege skill to throw them a good amount of range. I didn't realize that until I was controlling like a character in the custom battle. He throws it like 10 feet. Oh shit, that guy got fucking blasted. I don't know if the bomb did that or what, but that guy went flying. But this stage, this early siege stage, I may have some more of my little anecdotal rants or whatever, just because there's not a lot going on yet, right? Even this stage here, right? The enemy's coming up 3 at a time on these ladders, and until they start getting a shield wall gathered, they don't represent much of a threat. All right, so the main gate sounds like they've bursted through here. Let's get the 2nd Division, pull these guys into a nice arc up here, and now we can open fire, and these infantry are fish in a barrel. They are all, look at the javelins just raining in there. These guys are all fucking jammed up on our square, and the javelin fire is just going crazy. Of course, I'm contributing as well. This fucking guy's going crazy with his Ramfalia. Get out of here, motherfuckers. The 3rd Division is also over there throwing javelins. I've got these 2 basically throwing units of infantry supporting this main spear, shield, sword division of infantry. That guy got stood up by the javelin. It looked like it literally picked him off the ground for a second. But you see this square is very difficult to penetrate. Of course, it's all tier 5 units. It's wildlings. It's... Oh shit. God damn, that hurt. Fucking 40 damage, even though I have elite armor. Whoops! Wow, there we go. There's the one. That may not be the only guy, but we got our 1 kill here in this battle. The sacrificial kill is complete. That means victory should be assured, right? If you don't know what that is, it's an anecdote. Basically, there's a guy who thinks that we should always have a sacrifice. Want to sacrifice one of our own guys in siege in order to be successful. They're coming up on both ladders, and this one is a little bit more pressing. It's a little bit more urgent, but that's partly because I'm standing here. It's more obvious. I hear the guys yelling. The 6th Division, and I think it was the 4th or 5th Archers over there. I'm going to go... You can actually see that they're doing okay. You can just view across the valley there and see what's going on. All right, so here I want to actually charge with units. We can jam the guys up in the gate and do more of this incredibly monkey-skilled rock throwing here, right? Monkeys have been killing each other, and Stone Age apes have been killing each other with rocks for fucking thousands of years. We'll continue to do that here, right? We'll throw some boulders on top of these nobles' heads, and they can have an ignoble death, right? Somebody somewhere will say, it was killed in combat, you know, bravely fighting, when in reality he just had his neck compressed and his helmet shattered by some dude mindlessly chucking rocks on his head, and he stood there like a dipshit, like all these guys. Compact a little tighter there, boys. I didn't quite get as many kills on that last throw as I wanted. I think we can actually back these guys up too. Let's get these divisions backed up. The square is pretty safe, and now I just wait for an opening to chuck more rocks in from the side here. I basically can choose how I want to kill the enemy here. Oh shit, almost had an errant javelin throw there. We're shifting the archers here because I can see they're not shooting, so we're going to move them to this flank as well. And we're going to continue to throw rocks on these nobles' heads, ignobly fucking smash their skulls open. The ladders over there look like they're temporarily vacant, and so we're just as safe as we can be here to simply chuck rocks on these dudes' heads over and over again. Have another rock, you fucks. Now, I'm already thinking, like, I don't know if it's going to happen, but there'll be a day where I'm hoping that Bannerlord 2 has, I guess it's just Bannerlord, Mountain Blade 2 has PvP, has, you know, either custom battles where you can do 500 on 500, or maybe sieges where you can do hundreds of you and some NPCs against hundreds of other players, you know, and basically fight this out with more intellect than the AI provides. And I'm always thinking, like, well, what would I do in this situation? I would be sending in lightly armored units at the beginning, and basically holding in a shield wall and attacking the square, bypassing the square if possible, and encouraging the enemy to waste their siege exploding rounds and whatnot on our middle or low tiered units, right? We would be sending in tier 3 units, maybe some tier 5 mixed in, just so it doesn't obviously look like it's a cannon fodder round. But that's what I would probably plan on doing. Now, the enemy is starting to have a little burst here, so what do? We send our infantry divisions, right? The 3rd is already in here rampaging. Send in the 2nd. These 2 infantry units now completely swarm the enemy. I can come in here. I'm part of the 9th Corps. It's one dude, but it usually gets a couple hundred kills every battle. And we can start to really maul these guys. I mean, the death spam, you can see, right, is extraordinarily green considering how badly outnumbered we are here. And the reason I reference that is because one of the biggest weaknesses for the AI in Siege, these guys can't shoot very well either, is that they will send their elite troops at the very beginning. Well, that's exactly when you have all your explodable rounds, and you can just blow all their best troops up, where later on in the battle, once you're out of those bombs, they no longer have elite troops, right? They have tier 4 mostly, and below. I don't know what the enemy's doing here, but we're going to charge aggressively. I'm going to get archers brought up here and the 3rd Division. It looks like they're trying to rally inside the city, but we're not about to let that shit happen. Get the fuck out of here with your rally attempt. You get charged. Okay, they are rallying a bunch of guys on those ladders, so they're starting to tear through my 7th and 8th Corps, so let's back them up, right? Got these 2 infantry divisions. Let's get them to charge. Back to 7th and the 8th. Out of sight of the enemy here, we'll basically exchange who's standing there. Instead of having our archers mauled, we'll move infantry in and quickly counter what the enemy's trying to do there. And that would be for sure one of the joys of PvP, is jousting with another opponent. It'd be like chess, in real time, right? Shifting your pieces around the board, watching what they're doing, observing, looking for weaknesses, trapping them, setting up pre-planned attacks, and then living happily ever after, right? With some dismembered enemy body parts. Always looking for javelins. I don't see a lot this battle. The enemy's just coming in holding up their weapons, so they're not throwing javelins yet. But our square continues to do its job. It's reduced by about 2/3, so it's a pretty small square. But how many enemies have we killed, right? This square has helped us kill probably 1,000 high-end enemy troops, and it's still alive. These infantry divisions over here are just holding the line. Every once in a while, they have to knock a guy down that charges them, and every once in a while, you'll see me cycle charge these guys. We charge in. The idea, hoping, is that the enemy's somewhat distracted with the square. Fuck. And then we can come in and maul the sides of the enemy while they're busy with our square. Alright, so I honestly think this siege defense is already over. And what I mean by that is I could probably just continue to do what I'm doing here for the next half hour, 25 minutes, and this battle might be over. Now, we would eventually start to run out of elite troops, but our archers have unlimited ammo. That left side over there is completely covered. They're starting to get dwindled a little bit. But we're mauling the enemy here, and they can't really seem to get in. Nevertheless, we're going to have a second phase of this siege. It makes sense to me to show you guys this because in a bad situation, and these are almost like oh shit variants, when everything goes to shit, what do you do? We've had another episode like this before. In this episode, we will pretend that the gate is burst open here, right? We're fucking overwhelmed. What do you do, right? Well, check out this fucking inner sanctum. Just like how actual Mott and Bailey and other castles are designed, we are going to get divisions spread out in here. We're going to get them on different angles. Then we're going to set up infantry squares and lines in here and absolutely rip the enemy to pieces. Now, I'm leaving 2 infantry divisions there just as sort of a rear guard / sacrificial units. But we're going to start getting our archers set up here. If you do this too late, of course, you get overrun and you don't have time to set up your defenders. That's the purpose of a rear guard. We're going to use our rear guard. It's basically some units that are protecting our rear, right? I love sayings like that where it basically tells you what's going on while we get our units set up here. So the skirmishers on the far side over there, there's not very many of them left. We'll probably put a mixed infantry division down there as well. See, these guys are in a square, and I'm calling the 2nd Corps in here. The 2nd Corps has some javelin motherfuckers, and we're going to spread archers out on this rampart. Now, it sucks that they're circular. It's actually good for line of sight, but it's very difficult for the AUI within Bannerlord, within vanilla Bannerlord, to handle this kind of circular arrangement. It just does not let you. Look at it. I'm trying to put them here, and it won't let me because the coding doesn't do a really good job of letting you make curves, right? In fact, you can't make curves. Here's what we can do, though, and I'll explain this other stuff as I'm doing it. I've got a 3rd infantry here forming as a square, and we're putting the 2nd right in front of the ladder here because we can't have the enemy storming up by those archers over there. That 18 guys in the 4th Corps, those guys are shooting down at the enemy. Well, if the enemy's rampaging there, those guys are going to get mauled, right? So here come our archers. I'm doing a combination of telling these guys to get over here, follow me, and also lining them out on these ramparts. Because what I want is once they're pretty spread out like that, we'll tell them to stop. Stand your ground is F1, F6. Those guys are now lined up very well. It could be better, but they're lined up to the point where almost all of them can now shoot. And as the enemy comes in, they are going to face the most withering, fucking horrendous arrow fire they've ever seen in their life. And a lot of the arrows are going to be hitting them from behind. Right, these guys are at multiple different angles on the enemy. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's running around like a dipshit. But the enemy's going to be in a very bad way here once these archers are properly spread. These guys are a little congested, but they can also shoot outside. Now, it's vulnerable. That means the enemy troops could shoot at us. But those guys on the back are completely protected. I'm probably going to do a little bit of kamikaze action in the battlefield down here. It's going to be effectively like an arena. I can just say, you know what? Let's fucking charge down here and show these enemies all about interior combat here, right? Just fucking jump kill a guy and let's do some rampaging down here. Now, I got to make sure I don't get killed because this strategy will go to shit. The AI will take over, and as usual, dog shit fucking dumpster fire AI will not help us here. The enemy actually has a lot more infantry in here than I expected, but I think we can hold these ramparts here, and that's the key to this strategy, right? When we get, I see infantry reinforcements are trying, they're actually coming, of course they're coming from the outside because the AI is not smart enough to give us our reinforcements actually inside this area here. But we approve of the challenge. It's okay. We're going to help force our way through. I'm going to try to have these guys do a combination of bullying their way through, and we're going to try to kill these troops, trying to prevent them from getting in here. Fuck you. Oh shit, Battania Fiend Champ. Take some of that, motherfucker. They have good two-handed skill. I have better. All right, a little windmill action time here. This infantry division is slowly pushing their way in here, and this is vital, right? We need some forces to fight in the arena. We've got to have some infantry in here to participate with us. And for the moment, I'm going to have them block these ladders. There's a huge amount of enemy troops in here now, and I can't have these guys storming up and killing our archers on the ramparts. Yeah, that guy's mine. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you're facing Battania because about a third of my army, maybe half, are Battanian units. If you've never watched an episode before, Battania is my favorite culture. Right behind them is Sturgia, although I'm biased, right? Those are my two major campaigns. So I've simply learned how to use, these people are being shot, follow me. Let's get them out of line of sight there. I've just used these units a lot, so I know how to use them. Now, these guys are not set up well, very poorly set up. It's a bunch of infantry, too, it mixed in with my 5th Corps. So let's get these guys put in the arena, and they can join the fun, too. There's a bunch of line breakers and shit in there. Let's have those guys sent in. These archers are congested, so we're going to spread them out a little bit. I'm having a little bit of a hard time early on here setting up my circle. Now, these archers over here are lighting them up. I see arrows whipping down from up there. There we go. A nice, big, long, thin line. So those guys are going to be in perfect position soon. The massacre should commence soon. Now, our square is being absolutely mauled. Look at this guy. What are you doing, dude? You doing some kind of new dance? He's like teabagging the air. Where are my rest of my troops? Oh, I see. Again, it's putting my reinforcements outside our citadel here, so we have like this natural handicap. Look at this shit. It just put 100 infantry. I guess we could try to push them in here, but it's putting them in the absolute worst spot. So there's a lot more death at this stage than I expected, but that's mostly because the reinforcements are coming in bad spots. Nothing we can do about that except persevere. And we plan on doing so, right? The archers are now spread out. I can see them over there raking fire. A lot of these archers here are firing down onto the heads of the enemy. And we are getting infantry to trickle through here. These are archers we can spread out up there. Actually, that's so many archers, I don't know if they can even spread out there. It might be better to put archers opposite over here in this field. Let's put that 5th over there. Let's take some more heads off here. And these guys are blocking our troops from getting in. So, we're going to get up here and fucking kill these fucks that are preventing our troops from getting in. They're attacking our units. Motherfuckers. Well, when I looked at this map, I didn't anticipate the AI putting my reinforcements in the worst spot, but I still think we can pull victory from the jaws of defeat here. It's messy. There's way more death spam than I was hoping for. It's getting messy with fucking beheadings. But I think once we get our units kind of set up, we will have a death factory. And almost as soon as I said that, the death spam turned decidedly green. There's still units stuck outside here. Again, we're going to continue to fight our way through here. This infantry here, we just got their attention, it looks like. They're in a shield wall just holding the gate, but they're starting to be shot now from multiple directions. That'll clear a path. We'll just kill every other guy. Fuck you guys. Our forces are starting to push through, and with them, it's a giant scrum, but the enemy's also here. Now, fortunately, these are some high-level infantry. I see, like, veteran spearmen, Sturgian veteran spearmen. I see Asarai, Ferris, or whatever that was. I see some good infantry here, at least to help us. Get you guys spread the fuck out. I swear I've told them 3 times to spread out. All right, 3rd Division blocking the square, or the stairs. We now have 27 guys in that square, and the archers are starting to pour into the building here. This is starting to look like a much more defensible situation. This 8th Corps we can also position by these other archers. Now, as long as the enemy doesn't attack our archers over there, it's going to be an absolute slaughter. I imagine it's going to get their attention eventually. Almost as soon as I said that, they started pouring this way because these archers are doing major damage. Right? This is 50 fucking archers just dealing death right in the back of the enemy. And almost as soon as I said that, they're charging. But look what we're protected by, right? Everywhere you look on the ramparts above us are allied troops shooting in here with no friendly fire, right? Thank goodness for that feature. If they ever change that, this strategy will be worthless. But for now, right, it's just fucking a playground of death for the enemy here. The kill ratio's got back at least to 5 to 1, and it's probably approaching 10 to 1. I see an occasional wave of death, and there's a huge amount of enemies coming in. I actually suspect a lot of the deaths are coming from our reinforcements inexplicably put outside. Here they are again, and they're shoving their way through. We can help them get in by mauling a bunch of these enemy forces. These archers here... What is this? I got the 8th Corps. Okay, so there's a huge infantry division. You know what? We're going to put them back to the wall over here. And again, what that's going to do is it's going to provide a big playground for our units. Oh, they're all archers, the 8th Corps. Okay. We'll take the archers over here. That's fine. So there's a square now again guarding that upper side. That's the most critical part of this strategy. And now we have 80 fucking archers in the 8th Corps. And I see like Sergeant Crossbowmen. I see good archers in here. Our militia is just getting liquidated. It's not even making it to the arena. And again, that's because of the bad AI. It'd be nice if it was just bringing them right out. But no, we couldn't do that, could we, Tail Worlds? Game's not perfect, but show me another game that's this chaotic, this amazing for tactics, and I'll play it. All right. The death spam is definitely turning in our favor. These archers are doing major work over here. I can just sort of clean up guys on the margins. I don't know how it happened. Probably just whittling my health down little by little, but I'm almost dead. So I'm going to have to be a little careful. But those are just not words that I follow very well. I tend to play pretty reckless all the time. Archers are now in a beautiful position. The crossfire is amazing. I can actually see arrows coming in from multiple directions. Just looks like tasers on a military battlefield. These guys are totally magnetized to the square over there to their detriment. They're getting shot in the back. They're not paying me much attention. And mass death is occurring because of this. The enemy's not yet defeated, though. These are still tier 3 and tier 4 units. Of course, it was a massive force, right? 50 fucking 400 or whatever it was. But we now have them in an absolutely lethal situation here. In fact, I won't be surprised to see them rout. They are being absolutely skewered. These archers are all up here just waiting to kill guys. But there's no sign of them routing yet. They're pouring in still. These guys still doing their stupid dance over here. Get the square a little tighter so that they can't get up there. Really don't need the enemy coming up here and storming our archers. Again, they're ignoring that 8th Corps across the way there, and they're skewering the fuck out of them. 500 arrows are hitting them. I hear them just screaming. Ah! Well, I wouldn't be a voice actor for Tail Worlds anytime soon, but look at the death spam, right? It's a mauling. These guys still are not spread out optimally. There's 3 or 4 guys here at the back that can't shoot at all. And again, it's partly the UI is not optimized for this kind of shit. But we'll do our best in here to micromanage. That's way better now. These guys are going to really start adding their arrows to the carnage here, and you can see what's going on. Those guys are shooting down on the enemy. Those guys are shooting across from the enemy. These guys are shooting down from the enemy, and the enemy archers can't touch us. Right now we're on the other sides of the ramparts, and the enemy just can't even get to us. So apart from charging that archer division, there's not much weakness to our current defense. You can see him just raking the enemy in the back. Those guys are smoking everything in sight. The death spam is scrolling so fast it covers half the screen. There's 1 death in like every 15 or 20 allied deaths. I wonder if I can just jump down to this little... Even a small fall right now will kill me, so I gotta be a little careful here. Now, I want to fight, but being down, in fact, remembering that hit I took from that Ramphalia earlier in this battle, That was like, I think it was 40 damage. I wish that hadn't have happened because I could just wade in like my typical reckless self. But I'm reduced a little bit here to playing sort of a passive battlefield commander. I don't know how long that'll last. I just have a bloodlust and can't help myself sometimes. And I have 330 athleticism, so I can kind of bob and weave. These guys are chasing me, but can't really catch me. This is what I want to be doing, though. I want to be down here helping these archers, because they're getting a non-stop stream of now shield wall infantry, and that will eventually wear these guys down. There's a handful of infantry here with me, line breakers and whatnot. Oh, fuck no. You guys aren't setting up fucking archers in here. No chance of that. We will attack archers here aggressively, even if that means charging with the square, right? That is one of the weaknesses of our strategy, but if you know it's a weakness, you can just counter-avail it before it happens. The 5th is still holding out pretty well. Actually, I guess it's the 8th Corps now. They're still holding out pretty well on this side. There's about 40 guys now. They were 80, so they are dwindled. There's an absolute juggernaut fucking pile of enemy bodies here. They're trying to get archers to this doorway to attack us, and it's just not going to happen. I love it. The square is throwing javelins. I got wildlings in here, and they have 10 javelins. And these guys, look at, they're loaded up. He just killed that guy with a javelin. The guy was right next to him, and he was like, "Catch this javelin, motherfucker." I always assumed wildlings would have this incredible deep voice. They just look badass with their bear cloak. All right, another huge enemy wave here. We're going to wade in. Fuck it, we're going to be heroic in this battle. If I get dropped, I do have the RTS mod loaded. Courage is very easy in a video game. We're waiting in here. Fuck it. We need this enemy to rout here. There might be 2,000 enemies left. I'm not sure we can defeat them all. If we can make them rout, though, obviously we win. It is a fucking flood of enemies pouring through here. It's an absolute stream. It looks like a fire hose coming through that gate. The 5th Division, or this 8th Division, is really being pressed now. They're down to about 15 guys, sort of in a tight knot to fight together. And just like that, though, the enemy is dwindled. Like, they're gone. Is it just these guys left? Let's kill these guys, and that might be it. Charge. There are instances where it's better to charge than square, right? I'm going to reset these guys here. I don't want them going out in case there's a huge amount of it. Yeah, let's speak too soon. What is that guy doing? Get back in here. Fucking dipshit. All right, spread these guys out again because it doesn't seem like the enemy's done coming anytime soon. Seems never fucking ending. Bring more fucks. More guys in plaid to be slain. I shouldn't have asked for it because here comes hundreds of guys in plaid pouring through the door. Well, this 5th Division is eventually going to be worn down. That's a fucking huge amount of enemies. But you can see the crossfire, right? These archers are up there raining down. The 4th Division is on the steps on the other side. I'm one hit away from being dropped. And at this stage, this is a war of attrition. I can't believe the enemy hasn't routed yet. I mean, we have absolutely skewered their forces here. They must have very high-end lords here with leadership to prevent them from routing. These guys look like they're attacking our fucking reinforcements. God damn it. Every time our reinforcements get swarmed. So we basically can't really get reinforcements, right? They're trying to come through the door, and as they come through, they're getting killed. Very unfortunate design build of this. What the fuck was that? Khazait's Khan Guard. Some Khan's Guard. I'll have to look at that later. It looked like he killed like 100 guys by himself. Shit. The Jarl is down. All right, we've got this other guy here. Is he? This guy's an archer, and he's got a pole arm. Where the fuck are you guys going? Our troops are... Did the enemy rout? Our troops are all pouring out the gate. What are you fucking guys doing? Get back in here. Oh, they're like charging the enemy here. God damn, this AI is so bad. All right, let's get these guys back into the courtyard as quick as we can. And let's try to get the archers spread out here. This is a disaster. Square, get back in here, form a square, and let's drag these archers back into a circle. Damn it, this is gonna make things even tighter. Guys are getting killed because they ran outside our fucking inner sanctum here. Let's get these archers spread out here amongst this circle. I do have about 70 archers left. If we can get our guys back in here quickly, then we've got a shot. Get your asses in here. The enemy's pursuing like fucking mad dogs. Oh, you gotta be shitting me, man. All those units and I hit a Battanian Fianchamp. This guy's got decent bow skills. I would guess he's got like 260 or 220 bow or something like that based on how slow he's shooting. This is one of my paid companions. He does have like 300 or 290 pole arm though. Oh fuck, they got archers starting to pile up here. Alright, we got to get these guys told to stand still and start shooting. This is a problem. We're going to have to keep moving here and shoot as many of these guys. Fortunately, these are low and medium tier archers. Youths and highborn warriors. We got ourselves an archer duel here at the end of this battle. Look at how many infantry though are pouring in behind him. It looks like a fucking amoeba. Something out of a science class. Now the archers, it looks like they're charging. I think they've decided they don't want to fight at range. They're just going to try to kill us with their bare hands. Well, they're getting bottled up. It's like a fucking traffic jam over there. We've got like 2 units. And of course we have these units that are like halfway in between. I see a sharpshooter like standing over there on a wooden platform. And they're trying to attack him, but they can't reach him. He's getting fucking javelins thrown at him and shit. These guys are piled up because they're attacking guys in that gatehouse. And look at this. It is like a mob. This is like the medieval version of a fucking zombie apocalypse, right? It's 700 or 800 Battanians, maybe more. And they're all pouring in here screaming. And we have like 40 archers trying to fucking... This is totally the... What is the game you guys play? The Call of Duty? This is the Call of Duty Call of Duty zombie fucking rush, Bannerlord style. Those guys are over there like in a mosh pit. And now it's just a question of how many guys we can kill here before this Zerg reaches us, right? I'm trying to shoot between the railing over there. Arrows will get stuck in the railing. I was missing with my headshots here, so I think we'll just shoot some guys in the dick. Always hurts to be shot with an arrow in the dick. And when I aim for their heads, it seems to go right through them for some reason. I see a very tough companion there. She's holding up her javelin. 15 peasants are all beating on her. She's got elite armor though, so maybe she can hold out for a second here while we mow them down. Yeah, well, down she goes. That means these guys are going to be around the corner on us in a moment. And it's a fuckload. Down to 10 arrows here. This is totally a game of attrition. Keep shooting, boys. I hear him next to me shooting. We've got some Battanian Fianchamps. There's some good units left here, but we must be outnumbered 20-1 at this stage. The Zerg is fully lined up like fucking people, irate at their local Costco, trying to return some goods. Okay, they're starting to attack us in melee. I hear sword play. I'm gonna join them here. I got my pole arm. Fuck, there's like 15 or 10 to 15 of us here against, I don't know, 500? Fuck you guys. This is our castle. What do we got here? I see 6, 7 Battanian Fianchamps. I wish I could tell 5 of them to move back and shoot. But alas, you don't have that kind of micromanaging control. Still, these peasants with their fucking pitchforks, they have to fight us like 5 on 5, right? I don't... 6 on 6 maybe. I don't like their odds here. I mean, we're gonna get whittled down through the war of attrition here, but there's a chance we can fucking win this shit. I'm kicking every other guy I can. They just killed one of our guys. Die, motherfucker. They're starting to parry everything. This guy's fucking Chuck Knox parrying every fucking overhand blow. Fuck you. Let's start kicking more of them. This is not the end I anticipated for this siege, but it is what it is. These episodes are narrated live. And this has been an interesting enough siege to fight this out to the last guy, these 7 Battanian fiends or whatever. And it looks like I've got a companion here. And maybe a crossbowman, and there's 1 heroic line breaker. And we're trying to fight our way through, I don't know how many this is, 150, 100? They just killed another one. Not a lot of strategy to this. I just got pounded over the head. 29 damage, too. Damn. This fucking peasant right here. What are you, the leader of the peasants? Fuck you. Have a javelin. Your arm is ripped off. Fucking smashed him with my pole arm. So I'm out of arrows. I can't get to an arrow barrel. There's nothing else I can do here. I don't know. Other than keep doing what I'm doing here. I don't see any arrow barrels behind me. But we are kind of slowly working our way through these peasants. It's close. There must be 50 left. Oh, and I just got dropped. All right, I want to take control. Yes. All right, I've got a companion here. He's getting smoked, fucking pounded in the face. But this guy's got like 290 or something, two-handed skill. Let's see what he can do here. I'm not very adept at using a sword because I normally use an axe. So the whole stabbing thing is foreign to me. We're getting zerged. There's like fucking 10 peasants that want the last kill here. Fuck you guys. Come on, I should be able to fucking wipe these guys out. Fucking peasants. Die, motherfucker. You guys want some? Have some of this. Ripping some limbs off. I got a fucking quarter health left. That's not enough to take 2 or 3 major hits, but it's enough that I can engage pretty confidently here. There's a huge amount of enemies still left. Always some guy who's gonna parry 6 fucking shots in a row. I'll rip your arm off. Parry now, motherfucker. Alright, these guys are just standing here for some reason. You guys want to stand there, that's fine with me. Die. Alright. Shit, there's a bunch of guys in there. I just realized I have a bow. He's got 59 arrows. So, these guys, I guess they're bugged. They wouldn't be able to approach anyways. If they charged, I'd just be able to maul these guys down. But, well, a little bit of an anticlimactic finish here. But we're going to just mow these guys down here. And get to the end result here. I think I'm the last person in this siege, or at least this character is. This Rylan or whatever, he's one of our top archers. Like a year ago, this guy was pretty green, but all this combat, this epic siege series, the 300 series, suddenly this guy's quite mature. There's a bunch of guys just down here. The fuck did... I wonder if they got pushed off there? It's like they got pushed off and now they're stuck. Some more fish in a barrel here. I recognize this is not like the most amazing part of this episode, but we're just going to clear these guys out. In fact, there's a pretty good chance I just fast forward this narration to a later stage. You know, if we can win. I guess if there's a climax, maybe I'll do some fancy editing and skip all this for you. But anyways, hopefully this castle was an interesting siege defense for you. Highly unique. I haven't seen any other castles yet like this, with this amazing inner sanctum. And it's something I think anybody should be able to use. In fact, I may do a custom battle with this castle. Yeah, you see, even if they charge me, these guys are just... Every single one takes an arrow in the fucking gut. Get some more arrows here. This is a formality at this stage. For whatever reason, these guys were bugged and just hanging out there. It wouldn't have mattered either way, though. I mean, their smartest defensive thing would be to fucking hide out in a gatehouse here, put 30 guys in there and have them all rush me, but the AI is rarely that dynamic. And of course, even if they charged me, there's a chance I might have been able to cut my way through these guys. These guys are all fucking recruits. I guess there's like 1 or 2 guys here that are not recruits. Clan warrior. But these guys are fodder to a high sword skill. I mean, you just fucking blaze a path through them. Of course, I can juke, I can parry, and cut these guys to ribbons. All right, well, after running around for about 6-7 minutes looking for the enemy forces here because I really wanted a conclusive end to this siege, we were able to find this last fuck here and shoot him in the back of the head and conclude this episode, conclude this epic siege defense. Now, I apologize for how this ended. It's kind of messy. It's certainly anticlimactic, but as you'll find, whether it's in life or the bedroom, sometimes things are anticlimactic. We killed 5,300 Battanian fucks here. That's a very positive result. We suffered about 900 losses, and this guy was the last guy. We had one guy who survived this siege. You can see Zuvan scored another 500 and something kills. Our companions obviously make this challenge easier. Rylan, this guy that I was controlling at the end, got 206 kills. But the purpose of this is not entirely cinematic, although there are people that just enjoy the chaotic, gnarly sieges like this. The purpose of this series is a combination of things, and one of them is instructional. I'm hoping this helps you guys think outside the box. Hopefully it helps you envision different ways that you can defeat the enemy. You can not only fight in the inner courtyard, but the inner sanctum of cities and castles themselves. Hopefully you're now envisioning cities that you're having a difficult time defending, and you're starting to think about, like, well, hey, there's no rules. I can end up fighting like in the back alleyways with ambushes and flanking and all kinds of different shit. Anyways, hopefully this is food for thought. Hopefully this gives you some ideas on things to do. And that's all this series is. I can't stand when people are like, this is the way to play Bannerlord, and to be successful you must do this. There is no such thing. First, this game is fun, but second, all kinds of different methods work. The purpose of our channel here is not to tell you how to play, but to give you more tools for your tool bag so that you can go out there and maul the enemy and potentially other players if that becomes a thing down the road. So with that said, we'll conclude this episode. I appreciate you fellas. Thanks again for watching. Please comment and like all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.